Let's make some super easy Halloween DIYs using mostly Dollar Tree items. So let's get right into it. Here is another way to use those stacked pumpkins from Dollar Tree. So I have the small version, but you can get it in the bigger version for $5 from Dollar Tree, or you can get them from Hobby Lobby. They have the bigger version too, but I have the small version. These are $1.25 at Dollar Tree. So I'm only gonna use two of these. You could do it real nice and tall, but I'm only gonna use two. So I'm gonna use the middle one and the top one. For this one right here, I'm gonna give it 2 coats of the white paint, and I'm just dabbing that on there, making sure I get into all of the cracks and stuff, and doing the coats in between when they dry. I'm gonna go all the way up to the top. I'm gonna cover up the stem and stuff. You could do something real cute there with the stem top if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna paint everything all white. And then once those 2 coats dry, once I did 1 coat and then came over it again with another coat, I'm going to go back in and then add in all the details. Again, if you have a Cricut, you can do these with your Cricut, cut out the pieces and just lay them on. But I'm making it easy so that anybody can do it, because not everybody has a Cricut. But this is like a fun project to do with your Cricut. So I'm going to, like I said, once they dry, I'm just going to freestyle. You could also sketch this out with a pencil beforehand before you go in and put the details in, so you can make sure everything is just how you like it. But I'm just going to take some black paint and a thin paintbrush. Again, if you wanted a thinner line, I learned that the skewers at Dollar Tree, the little pointy part, are great to make the little thin lines. But I'm just going to do another Jack Skeleton one. I'm going to put the eyes on and create all the little details and things for that, his nose, his mouth. And then for the body, I'm gonna just freestyle it. Gonna try to create like the little jacket. So, but again, if you wanted it more 3D, something like that, you could do some air dry clay and just put those little details on with that and then do it, because I'm doing a little line for like his lapel and stuff like that. But this will look really cute like in a 3D style if you did that. But I just did the outline, and then I went back and I only did 1 coat of the black paint for this, and then just some touch-ups with the black paint after. But this part is real easy, real simple. And then I filled in the eyes and made the little stitches and stuff on the mouth. So this is real easy. You can leave it just like that. You can paint the whole bottom black and then do the little pinstripes. You can do this in a bunch of different ways. But you can just get real creative with it. You can just do just his head if you wanted to. But once I filled all that in and then let that dry, then I came back in with the white paint and I made the little lines. Again, I was trying to create like a little lapel look with this. So I did some lines going outward like it would if it was a lapel, and then the others going straight down. But like I said, this would look really cute, like kind of in a 3D style. And if you wanted narrower lines, you would go in with the little skewers or a really thin brush and just do nice little strokes there to make this. But this looks fun and cute, and it goes with the other one that we did do, the Jack Skeleton theme. So you can create like a whole little setup there and put it like along these shelves or different things. If you're making it with the bigger pumpkins, you can create a whole nice little setup to go outside. That will look real nice. And again, if you wanted to, at the end of this, you can always seal these to make sure, especially if it's in a high traffic area, to make sure that it doesn't chip or anything doesn't, come off as the season goes on. But once that was done, then I just added a little bow detail. You can just make a bow and hot glue it on right in the center. I'm just going to tie mine around it, but you can just make the bow and just put it on the outside. So I'm just going to cross it over and then put just a little dab of hot glue. I did about 5 different ribbons here. I got these ribbons from Michael's. They sell the little packs, and they're just a few bucks. They're under $10, and I think you can get them, most of the time you can get them on sale. They're on sale, so it'll be like half that price. But I'm just taking a few of those from there, or you can get ribbon too from Dollar Tree. You can just mix and match. Black and white always goes great with the Jack Skeleton theme. And then once that was done, that was it. And then I had another little Dollar Tree stacked pumpkin DIY to go along, like I said, with the other one. And you can use these stacked pumpkins in so many different ways for different holidays. You can use it for fall, for Christmas, for Halloween, all kind of different things. But this is how this one turned out. made one of those really cute witch brooms using Dollar Tree items. So easy, so simple. So you'll just get like a plunger from Dollar Tree, and you can paint it any color. You could stain the wood. I love that it is wood, so you can do a lot of things with it. But I just painted mine black so that it's nice and simple. And I only did one coat of this. So real easy. And you don't even have to really paint the bottom because it's going to be covered by the rope. I got the nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I ended up using four of these. I did buy four because I thought it would take four, and it did. It took up all four. I was hoping it would take less, but it took all four. So you'll cut them down to the size that you want. So you'll pick a spot on the handle there, and you'll cut it down to the size that you want, and you'll just cut them all the same size. So this was the first one. I just cut them, like I said, all the same size. And then once I did that, I unraveled them, and then you're just going to glue them directly on the handle. So quick, so easy. This is just really the hardest part of the whole thing right here, is just putting these on, because you do have to put them on, individually, and then you do have to layer them. So if you wanted to a little bit to poke out at the top, make it nice and even so that it can poke out real nice. This was with one full thing from the Dollar Tree, and then I went on to the second one, and I'm just showing you that you can just stack them on top, but you'll do it a few pieces at a time. So you can stack them on top. But if you don't want to put all four of them directly on top of each other, you can do this in layers. So you can do one layer, and then you can do another layer like kind of directly above it. I ended up, this is after the second one, I ended up coming in and doing some towards the bottom too, just to give it more fullness towards the bottom, and just to me it helped it look a little bit better. So for those, I did cut those shorter though. So I didn't cut them as long as I cut the other ones. I cut them like half the size, and you want to make sure that everything is out of your way so that you're not gluing down the first pieces that you did. Or you can start out by doing the shorter pieces and then working your way up. But you can do this, any way that you want to. But this is, like I said, this was the hardest part of the whole thing. And so then this is it with the pieces. And then I'm using this wired jute, but you can use like twine, you can use more of the nautical rope, you can use ribbon right there, you can use whatever you want, just to give it that broom look. You know how the broom was always pulled together by the pieces. And then I just glued it down. I ended up using the whole pack of that. And then again, if you want even more fullness, you can unravel these even more, and then it'll give it a fuller effect too. This will take some time to do that though. And then I got these ribbons from Dollar Tree, also $1.25, and they have a ton of really cute ones in. So I'm just gonna cut them all the same length and do kind of a messy bow for this right here. So I just cut them, and then for the big one, I cut it down the middle to give it those little peaks there. Then for the shorter ones, I just cut them just the same length. You can cut them the same length, you can cut them shorter. You can make like a really pretty bow if you want to make a really pretty bow, but a lot of the ribbon at Dollar Tree has like really cute details too, which I think is great. And then you just stack them on top of each other and then tie it together. So this is real simple. And then once you're done doing that, you can just fluff it out to give it the fullness till you get the look that you want it to have. You can even stack more layers on this. You can put some twine in there too. You can do this a bunch of different ways. This is real easy. And you can use this bow to make for all kind of different things, for like door hangers, all kind of different things. I love a messy bow because it doesn't require a lot of skill at all to make the bow. Once I made the bow, and they also too have bows that you can get already done at Dollar Tree too, and you can add a little to it. So I got some of the little spiders that they have at Dollar Tree. They have these in different colors, and these come with little clips on them too. So you can reuse these too if you want. So I just found a space and put that little spider on there. And then I found these little like flowers kind of. I thought these were cute. They have these in different colors too at Dollar Tree. And again, these comes with the clip on it too. And then I glued down the bow, and that was it. This is so quick, so simple. But if you do like, please make sure to give a thumbs up, and I'm going to be showing you some more. And oh yeah, I added lights too on the bottom. You can add string lights too if you want, but I think these are real easy. The little lights, you can flick them on and off. So this is a DIY for those little stackable pumpkins at the Dollar Tree. These are $1.25. They do have the $5 version, but these are the $1.25 version, which will be smaller. So first you'll just take it apart. They come all stacked and nestled into each other, but you'll just take those out. And I'm gonna do like kind of a Jack Skeleton theme for this one right here. So for Oogie Boogie, I'm gonna make him green. I know he can come gray or he can come, I like it in the green version, but you can also just do like a jack-o'-lantern at the bottom of this too if you wanted to. You can change this up. You can do this in so many different ways, but I'm gonna paint this green. I did about 2 layers of each, and I just did it just patting on the paint. You can also seal in the paint too when you're done, if you would like, especially if it's going to be like in a high traffic area, you're going to be touching it a lot. For the middle one, I'm going to be using white paint, and again, I'm just going to be doing about 2 coats of that. So once one coat dries, I just go back in and get the other coat. You want to make sure you get in all of the cracks and everything so that you have like a nice coverage. And at the top where it snaps, you want to get as close to those two. You can go in there with a small paintbrush if you want, just to get into that crack right there. But once all of that dried, like I said, I came in with a second paint. And then for the top one, I was debating between the blue and the greenish color. I went with this color right here. But again, you can do this whatever color you want. And for the second part, I'm going to be hand drawing mine on, but if you wanted to, you can use your Cricut. I was thinking about using my Cricut, but I know everybody does not have access to a cutting machine, so I just went in and I hand painted mine. But again, I went in with about 2 coats of this too, and I went all the way up. You don't really have to go on the stem because I'm going to be painting that a different color, but I do love that color. With that bluish green there, that was real pretty. And then so to paint the faces, like I said, I'm gonna freestyle it. I'm just gonna go in with some black paint and a thin paintbrush. To get a really thin line, I've learned that using the little skewers from the Dollar Tree, using the pointy part, can get you like a really nice thin line. But I just went in with a thin paintbrush and I freestyled it. If you wanted to be more precise with this, you can draw this out in advance with a pencil or something like that, just to get the design that you want. Or like I said, you can use your Cricut, or I've even seen printable templates online that you can get. You can find them on Pinterest, different things. Just put in Jack Skeleton or Nightmare Before Christmas and you can find those. But like I said, I just freestyled it. For the lady, for the top part, I didn't get her eyes quite right because she has like these big, bright, cute eyes. They were like a little creepy to me. I did go in with the white and go over that and try to make them just a little bit bigger. But I think they could have been like, just a little bit bigger and brighter, and maybe the stitch lines a little bit narrower. But like I said, it's just freestyling it. And then for the top, I'm going to come in with some red, and I did 2 coats of this too, and just draw on kind of her hair. If you wanted to get like kind of dimensional with it, you can put some air dry clay on there, let it dry, and then paint that. That would be cute too. I did the middle part upside down. I painted his face upside down. So when you're doing it, make sure you're painting in the right direction because the opening is big. So you're not going to be able to snap it closed if you do it the wrong way. So I had to go over that with the white, and then on the other side, I did his face again. And then once that dried, I snapped everything together. Once you snap it all together, it's nice and secure. You can glue it too if you want. And then this is how it looked. I added a little bow just for like an extra detail, but you can just leave it just like that. And that was it. We have so many more of these to do, so make sure you are following so that you can see the rest of the DIYs for these, because these stackable pumpkins are so cute and you can use them for different holidays, different seasons. You can use it for fall, you can use it for winter. So yeah, make sure you're watching for those. I wanted to share this super easy Halloween DIY, but for some reason, my camera, it's a new camera, it was taking pictures, not video, but this is real easy, real simple. I'm going to use cardboard tubes, some foam balls from Dollar Tree, also cheesecloth. They didn't have any at Dollar Tree, so I had to get mine at Walmart, but you get a lot in the pack for about $5 and change. I'm going to take it, I'm going to glue the balls. I'm using paper towel cubes and toilet paper cubes. You can cut them down smaller, you can leave it long, however you want. I'm just gluing the ball on top of the cube and it stands up pretty good, no problems. I just use a little bit of glue just around like where the ball sits in there at. Once that dried, then I cut the cheesecloth. You'll drape it over. You'll see how long you want it to be because you want to cover, of course, the bottom of the tube. So I draped it over. I used about 3 different cuts. So when it layered, you can't see it, but when it layered, it was about like it was folded in half. So let's say about 6 layers then total altogether. But I just layered that on top of them, like I said, once everything had dried with the balls and the cubes. And then I attached it with a little piece of twine. So this is real easy and real simple to do. You can do this in so many different ways. You can put little sticks in here too if you want, if you don't want to use the cardboard tubes. But I just thought it was great because I saved these because they're great to reuse for crafts and different things. So if you have cardboard tubes from your paper towels, your toilet tissue, whatever it is, aluminum foil, all kind of different things, those tubes are great to use for DIYs. So like I said, I draped it over, tied it off with a piece of twine right where it connected with the tube to give it like a little neck. But if you use something smaller underneath, like a dowel or something like that, then you can tie it in even tighter. But I like the way it came out. Then once that was done, I decided to dress it up with a little bow. So I made just a little rough bow using ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. I used about 3 different ones: a black one, this cute little like lace orange one, and a like print one, like a checker pattern one. For the eyes, I use pieces of foam. I cut little circles, but you can use felt, you can use whatever you like. And I also clipped on a little spider from the Dollar Tree too. So I made one with a bow and one with a bow tie, and that's how it came out. So I wanted to make those cute little Halloween ghosts again, but I wanted to make a little Halloween dog. I saw one on Pottery Barn, so they didn't have all the supplies I needed at Dollar Tree, so I'm just making do with what they did have. So I got the little cones and I got the little foam balls. I also got these little fabric pieces. They are like come in a pack of 2. You get them in the car section, and they're like a really nice soft fabric, and they kind of do look like the Pottery Barn ones. They didn't have any black felt, so I am using socks, and then I'm using burlap. But some brown felt would be really cute for this part. Or if you can get the little pieces that I'm trying to recreate, you can get them online, or you can just take apart something that already has this little like nose piece. But I just cut it freestyle. So I cut 2 little ears because I'm making a little ghost dog too. And then I cut the mouthpiece kind of like in an oval shape. This one was the right size that I cut, but it wasn't the right shape because like I said, I just freestyled it. So the one I ended up doing was really big, but you want to make it a little smaller. But I just glued the fabric pieces together because one of them is not enough to cover the whole thing and drape right. And then I glued the ears onto each side. I left it rough at top because I'm covering it with something else. I cut a little bit of the sock to stuff in there. So what you're just trying to do is make like a little nose for the dog. So once you do that, I just folded under the burlap, and I did that in 2 layers too, just so to be a little bit thicker. But like I said, some felt would look really nice with this, and it'd be a whole lot easier to do. Or if you can just get the little nose piece. But once I glued it all around and I stuffed it and then glued it down, I didn't like the way that one came out after I did it, so I cut a bigger one, but that one is too big. I also cut a little nose and 2 little eyes out of the socks. I wanted him to be holding something like he was in the Pottery Barn, so I had this little skeleton left over from last year's Halloween decorations, and I put that in his mouth. And then I ended up making a little mouth too later on and putting that on top of there. And then I went on to the ghost, did that kind of the same way, but I just glued the fabric together beforehand this time just to make it a little easier. You can tuck it if you don't want to see the seam there, like you'll still see a seam, but it won't be that type of seam. And then I glued down the little pumpkin. You just adjust it so it looks like kind of like they're holding it, and then you just put a little bit of glue on both sides for that. And then again, I made the ghost a cute little set of eyes, and again I just freestyled that and cut that out of the sock fabric. If you have felt, it'll fray less. And then for the side of the ears, for the dog ghost, I put these little clips that they had in the Dollar Tree Halloween section. I ended up taking the clip part off, but this is how it came out. So easy, so quick, and so simple.